Hey guys, it is Mike from Baltimore Rides here, wrapping up my Wednesday, November 1st. All done. Interesting night, guys. I will say this with some honesty that nothing went as planned tonight. Started off, up near Towson, and my first couple rides were pretty good actually. They were, like 20-minute rides each. One was from Towson down to the city. Surprisingly enough, the very next ride was from the city all the way back up to Whitemarsh. So I was at like $27 with 2 trips, which was a great average. And then right in Whitemarsh, I looked, I got a little short ride for like $2-3 that brought me right around the corner to actually where the Exchange leasing office used to be on Bel Air Road. So I went and picked these folks up from Jerry's Toyota, which is the lot where the leasing office is located, and surprisingly enough, they were Exchange leasing employees, and I gave them a ride all the way down to DC from Whitemarsh. Yes. So, I got there, picked them up, and they're like, "Hey man, this is a long trip." I go, "I know, I can see that." And he goes, "Well, no, it's a really long trip. We're going all the way to DC." I said, "No problem, man, let's roll." So the two of them got in the back. They were like executive level, big wigs, and they just got on their phones and did conference calls and work stuff. And I put some music on my earbud, and hour-and-a-half drive to DC from Bel Air, and there you go. So I was at $100 and something at like 7:30. So from there, I didn't set destination. Well, I did set destination because I was in the middle of DC. I mean, I was down on Rhode Island Ave. Set destination to Towson, and I got a couple little kind of like leapfrog rides that got me up to about Laurel, and then from Laurel I got a ride to Baltimore. Excuse me. And then from Baltimore I just kind of bounced around for a little bit. My last trip took me all the way up to Towson, and then I said, you know what, I'll hang around for just one more fare, or I'll go up York Road and get to 695 and quit from 695. And my last ride request was a knucklehead college student who hadn't put an address in, and I just put his pin right in the middle of the street. I waited my 5 minutes and he never showed up, and he was kind of drunk out of his gourd, so I tried to give him directions as to where I was, but he was being a knucklehead. So I got a no-show fare out of that one, and there you go. And some asshole just flew by me at 100 miles an hour. Pardon my language. But that's it, guys. So I'm finishing the night at 182, which was the top end of my goal. My goal tonight for a Wednesday was 150 to 175. That last cancellation fee put me over. I do have a couple little tidbits of news for you guys. One, the pickup fee thing has not started yet. Because I had 2 trips tonight that I both had to drive like 10 plus minutes to get to the people just to pick them up. And I didn't see the pickup fee thing in the system. So I sent messages to Uber, and they sent me back a message saying it'll be live as of December 1st nationwide, but it's not live in your area yet. So, okay to that. I don't know why they would roll something out on the 180 days of change if it's not actually live, but whatever. Then, about halfway through the night, I got a message on my dashboard, the same message you guys all probably saw, that said, airport short trips, your place will now be guaranteed for up to 12 hours to come back to the airport queue if you get a short trip. Now, that's not going to benefit me at all because I don't really do airport rides anymore. But, some of the folks that I care about that still work the airport religiously, that will be great for them. Because that was one of the biggest issues at the airport was you do a short trip, you wait X number of minutes, hours, days, years, whatever, to do a short trip for $3 or $4 or $5, then you come back and the queue is long and you're screwed. So this might be beneficial for those guys that want to just predominantly drive the airport, because they'll be able to drive, to be able to commit the time to waiting. And then if they do get a crappy short ride, hopefully it'll bring them back at a lower point in the queue. And it says you can even log off, and it holds your place for up to 12 hours. So you can do other rides and then come back. So it really is more beneficial for those folks because They can get rides on the way back. They can actually earn and then still come back to the airport for that next trip and hopefully not have to wait all the way in. Now, it doesn't give any details. It doesn't say what the distance is. Like, it doesn't say anything specific. I think that's very much up to whatever subjective parameters they finally set. But it still is a move in the right direction for those people that want to work airport business. And, more power to you if that's your model. If you want to do that, go for it. If you don't, and you want to be like me and just work the streets, there's money to be made out on the streets also. So I think it's great for those people that, that are working the airports, because it will allow them to kind of break the one flaw of that model. Now it's not going to help you if the line's long, the line's long. You're still going to have to wait in the queue. It just means that if you get a short trip after you waited an hour, it'll bring you back at a better spot. So, but no real details. It doesn't say anything specific. It just kind of, it's positive though. It's definitely positive. So that's really the only kind of meat and potatoes, details that I have for you guys. But, this is definitely a positive night for me, because it shows me that I can make money, Monday through Thursday in and around Baltimore. And then, now obviously I would not be at these kind of numbers if I hadn't had that really long trip. If I had not gotten that ride all the way to DC, I would be at a much different financial position. But sometimes it's better to be lucky than skilled. You take the good ones when you can get them. I'm not looking a gift horse in the mouth. So, I'm just happy that I got where I got, and I got there, at a pretty early clip. Tomorrow, again, we're going to try local because it's Thursday. There's nothing going on in DC that I know of as of right now. And I think I can be beneficial. Thirsty Thursday for Towson is usually a pretty active thing. They go out to the bars, they drink, the college kids. So I might be able to pick up some surge business up in Towson on Thursday night. I don't know if there's any Thursday night football locally. I will check on that later. So there you have it, guys. So we're off to a decent start to the week, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Everybody have a great night, okay? Later.